This video is sponsored by Squarespace. When you need to get something done, sometimes you need to use a drill. Other times you can get away with just using a screwdriver. And sometimes you feel like doing it the old-fashioned way. Just me? So why do we like to make things harder for ourselves? Whether you're a beginner, an experienced hobbyist, or a seasoned pro, we all have the same tools available to us as photographers. If the job requires speed, we choose something fast. And if the job requires accuracy, we choose something precise. And if the job requires something unreliable, I'm going to choose something unreliable. No, stop that. Hey, if I want to shoot on film, I'm going to shoot on film. Ask any photographer today what their favorite camera is to use. So often these days, we need more than one camera to satisfy all of our needs, whether professionally or just personally for creative projects. If we're doing professional work, we need a new, reliable hybrid camera, something that also has great video specs as well as photography specs, because it's rare these days that any photography job doesn't involve some level of video. If we're shooting something like semi-casual that we need a quick turnaround but nothing that gets in the way like a big heavy professional camera, then we go for something smaller, efficient, that gets the job done without getting in the way. And then if we're shooting for pure enjoyment, we might go for something much older that makes us much more involved in the process, but also costs us a lot of money in film stock, developing and scanning. But why are we doing any of this? Well, I am one of these photographers, and if you ask me to justify any of my current cameras, I can give you a laundry list of reasons for why I need them for specific use cases. Although I'll admit, it's rare that I'm carrying all three of these cameras at once. That would be insane. Well, a month ago, that's exactly what I did. Part of me wanted to photograph this trip by hand, so I took with me the oldest camera that I own, my Canon L3, along with 3 different film stocks, some Kodak Ektar 100, some Lomography 400, and Lomography 800. And thank you to Lomography for sending me these rolls of film to shoot. I shot these rolls of film in Cairns, on the Sunshine Coast, in Byron Bay, and in Sydney. Funnily enough, this is not the first time I've shot lots of film in Australia. Over 11 years ago now, I was over there shooting lots of film on my Minolta X700. But I couldn't even tell you what the film stocks were at the time. This time was much different though, because I should be more experienced as a photographer shooting with film, but I was also using a camera that had far fewer assist features compared to my X700, which had great through-the-lens metering. And I learned something on this trip, and that is that my experience now, after 11 years, which is embarrassing to say, does not outweigh not having those assist features. The amount of times I've nailed exposure on this camera, well, Australia was a completely different story. This is a classic example of where a photographer makes a mistake and could use some help from technology. Much like I needed help when I was creating my portfolio website, which I created using the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. If you don't have a website for your photography, you are missing out. It's your unique home on the internet for your fans to enjoy and support your work. Squarespace removes all of the headaches. You can even choose to create a fully custom website with Blueprint AI, tailored to your style and personality. You can update your fans easily via an email newsletter, using Squarespace's email campaign tools. You can write, publish, and view analytics right in your Squarespace dashboard. Try Squarespace for free at squarespace.com. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/GeorgeHolden to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Sooner or later, we all make mistakes, and sometimes mistakes we can't come back from, like underexposing some film, and that's when we realize we need the right tool for the job. The perfect screwdriver with just the right head on it. For a camera that makes photography enjoyable, but still makes for a stripped back shooting experience, we need something like this. Oh wow! I could buy 10 of this camera for the same price as one Leica Q3. Add all to basket. I took with me my Lumix GX80, my Lumix 20mm f1.7, and my Lumix 14mm f2.5. This camera is very well equipped for what it is and the price that it costs. We have a tilting LCD, an EVF that's passable, good burst shooting modes, silent shooting modes, and IBIS. When it comes to like headline specs, this camera does feel like it under-delivers. It only has 16 megapixels across a 4/3 sensor. So why would I bother shooting on a camera like this, even if the specs aren't the best that you can get? The GX80 is small. The lenses are small. The ergonomics are near perfect. And the user interface is among the best that I've ever shot with, even when compared to new cameras. Sometimes the reason we want to use something just defies logic. Sure, something else can be better on paper, but you might not enjoy shooting with it as much as something old and reliable. Sometimes hand tools can feel like unnecessary hard work. All the experts say, and logic would agree, that the best tool available is a power tool to get the job done. 60% of the time, I need the best tool for the job all the time. This is my Sony A7C II, which I'm filming this video on right now. This is actually the 8th Sony camera that I have personally owned. And for me personally, from all of my experience of Sony cameras and other manufacturers' cameras, the A7C II is very much the sweet spot for my style of video and photography. When it comes to shooting street photography, regardless of my reactions, my accuracy, or my foreplanning in terms of getting the shot right, the A7C II makes up for so many of my mistakes. It makes up for so many of my issues with like reacting or getting exposure right in camera. Any mistakes that I do make, a camera like this makes up for them with giving you flexible files, reliable autofocus, and the ability to crop on a higher resolution sensor. When I compare the images from any of the cameras you're seeing in this video, the film camera, the older digital camera, or the full frame mirrorless camera, the things I'm comparing aren't actually the final image outputs. Although that's what you're seeing in this video. For me, it comes down much more to the user experience, and that's why I pick up one or the other at any time of shooting. And even when I'm not shooting on the Canon L3 or one of my other film cameras, I'm always editing my digital files to look like film anyway. And you can too, when you pick up my Kodak film stock presets, my Fujifilm film stock presets, or my Naturally Filmic presets. And you can save by purchasing all 3 packs together in the 3-pack bundle, and viewers of this video can use this unique code to save an extra 20% at checkout. These are some of the best film simulation presets you can buy, and I use these in 100% of the images you've seen in this video, on my website, my email newsletter, and on Instagram. So I'll drop a link in the description below for you to check them out. So my camera already uses AI autofocus. We have AI denoise and AI upscaling, and even Canon have put AI upscaling inside their latest flagship cameras. So the AI is just going to take all of my photos for me. As photographers, when we think of ourselves as creatives or artists, it can be easy to discount what we do because we're not painters. We're not mixing paints, sitting at a landscape for hours on end and creating our own artistic interpretation of a landscape. If it's landscape photography, we could just walk up, press the shutter, and have done our entire job in a few hundredths of a second. Especially today in the online photography space, it can be very easy to admire someone's work, enjoy consuming someone's work, and then subconsciously start to emulate their work. And I've caught myself do this at various points over the years, when I have to suddenly just unplug, stop paying attention to other people's work, and just focus on doing things the way that feels authentic to me. So take time to unplug from social media, stop following other photographers quite so closely, and just get out there and find your own perspective on street photography and the world around you. You know what? Someone really needs to just redesign the toolbox, because this is too messy. Oh, I'm down a drill bit again. Where's that? Oh, is that what that was? Oh, a shorter one that time. That's lucky. You know what else needs to get redesigned? Camera bags. Just like I talked about in this video here. The problem with camera bags that no one wants to talk about.